Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is John, and today I'm going to help you assemble your Action Grip basketball system. Before we get started, make sure the model number of your basketball system is listed in the description below. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with the basketball system, so if you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the comments or description below for a timestamp associated with each step. Now let's take a look at what comes in the box. There are steps within this assembly that require more than one person, so be sure to have at least one other adult available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You'll need 2 3/4-inch wrenches, 2 3/8 wrenches, 2 7/16 wrenches, 2 9/16 wrenches, 2 1/2-inch wrenches, a Phillips head screwdriver, a pair of pliers, a rubber mallet, 2 3/16 Allen keys, which are included, a drill. You may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be sure not to over torque or over tighten the hardware, and a tape measure. To make this easier, we're going to use a 3/16 hex head bit, a socket adapter, a socket set, and a Phillips bit. Depending on how you decide to fill the base of your system, you're going to need 375 pounds of sand and a funnel, or a hose connected to a water source. It's crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions for this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. This video is meant to be used as a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement. So for the best results, make sure to have your assembly manual available during the build. All right, let's get started. Take the middle pole, which is the pole with the warning sticker, and attach the pole bracket with the hardware, making sure it's oriented like this. Take the top pole, which is the larger of the 2 poles you have remaining, and slide the small hole at the bottom over the slot on the middle pole. Add the hardware. It's normal if it spins freely. Next, we're going to seat the poles together by striking the middle pole on a piece of scrap wood or cardboard 5 or 6 times. You're going to need to use some force, so be sure not to hit your toes. Continue to seat your pole if your pole measures longer than 83.5 inches. It's crucial that you complete this step, otherwise your poles can separate during use, causing serious injury or property damage. Slide the bottom pole into the middle pole, making sure that the hole at the bottom of the middle pole lines up with the slot at the top of the bottom pole. Secure with the hardware, and remember, it's okay if it spins freely. Seat the poles together by striking the bottom end on a piece of scrap wood or cardboard 5 or 6 times. You're going to need to use some force, so be sure not to hit your toes. Remember, it's crucial that you complete this step, otherwise the poles can separate during use, causing serious injury or property damage. Secure the top pole and the bottom pole to the middle pole with the self-tapping screws. Add the base cap to the base, making sure the rubber gasket is on the inside. Attach the bottom pole to the base with the axle, making sure that the dimple is facing up and that the wheels go in these slots. It may be helpful to have another person for this step. You're going to need to use a mallet and a Phillips head screwdriver to make sure the axle is fully in place. With the system on its side, attach the pole brace to the base, making sure the angled end is oriented like this. Only finger tighten the hardware for now. Repeat the previous step on the opposite side. Secure the pole braces to the pole with the hardware. Now you can tighten the hardware from the previous steps. Lay the pole down and don't lift it back up until there's proper weight in the base. Insert the hardware into the oblong holes on the rim, making sure the hardware is on the outside edge of the hole. Tighten the hardware, but don't over tighten. You don't want the rubber washers to bulge. Place the U-bolt support bracket over the oblong holes on the back of the backboard. Then add your U-bolt. Flip the backboard over, making sure your U-bolt and bracket don't come out. Then place your finger guard over the bolt. Place the rim over the U-bolt and finger guard, making sure the U-bolt goes in the other set of holes on the rim. Secure this hardware to the back of the backboard with the nuts. When tightening this hardware, make sure to put a wrench on the head of the bolt. Thread the jam nuts all the way down the U-bolt. Then add your compression springs and your spring retainer plate, and then secure with the nuts only enough so that the rim doesn't wobble. Attach the backboard brackets to the back of the backboard, making sure they're oriented like this, and secure with the hardware. These nuts are center locking nuts and they may be difficult to tighten. Attach the upper extension arms to the backboard bracket and only finger tighten the hardware for now. If you ever have a hard time getting one of the bolts to go through the holes, use the threaded end of a bolt to remount the excess powder coating in the hole. Attach the lower extension arms to the backboard bracket, making sure that the holes that are closer together are further away from the backboard. And remember, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Insert the hardware into the top hole on the back of the backboard brackets. Add the counterbalance springs onto the hardware you just installed. Attach the upper extension arms to the top holes in the pole. Don't completely tighten this hardware just yet. Attach the lower extension arms through the second set of holes in the pole. Now go ahead and tighten all the hardware. Only tighten so that the end of the bolt is flush with the nut. Attach the lock tab to the trigger with the hardware. Now add the trigger spring onto this knob. Then slide the trigger assembly into the handle in this position. Attach the handle to the outer tube, making sure that the locking tab goes into this slot on the outer tube. Secure the handle to the outer tube and tighten until the handle is flush with the tube. Slide the outer tube bushing onto the tube, making sure the nub on the bushing goes into the hole. Take the inner channel and wipe down any excess grease on this area of the channel. Place the sticker inside the channel, making sure the 10-foot mark is closest to the end without the notches. While holding the trigger on the handle, slide the inner channel into the bottom of the outer tube until it locks into place. Insert the channel stop into the top of the outer tube, making sure it's oriented like this. Line up the hole at the bottom of the inner channel with the hole in the pole bracket and secure with the hardware. Don't over tighten the hardware, otherwise the cap nut could break. Secure the top of the outer tube to the lower extension arms with the hardware. Only tighten until the bolt is flush with the end of the nut. Add the hardware to this hole here. Place the pull cap on the top of the pull. With the closed end of a wrench, pull the counterbalance springs onto the hardware you just installed. Now remove the plastic film from the backboard. Attach the center frame pad to the backboard. The screws are designed to go through the metal underneath. The corner frame pad will overlap the center frame pad, so start with the hardware on the outside first. To see how to properly fill the base of your system, follow this link here. We've already filled the base of our system, so we're going to move on to the next step. Now go ahead and add the net to the rim. Attach the pull pad to the pull. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your Lifetime Action Grip basketball system. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other awesome products at lifetime.com.